Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new amazing Doctor Who video for today. For this Doctor Who video, I'm going to be talking about my 20 favourite episodes from modern Doctor Who from 2005 to 2023, from Rose to the Church on Ruby Road. Now, modern Doctor Who has some very good high notes for me, and this is part of these 20 favourite episodes, and it has a load of lows. But for me, my favourite kind of era for Doctor Who, as you can probably tell by the collection sets behind me, I absolutely love the classic series a lot more than the modern era stuff. But modern era still has some quite good episodes. Some bad series, some very bad series. Ones that I don't think, but even though the bad series do have quite a few good standout episodes in them. So, are you sitting comfortably? Good. And also, before I join, I'd like you to subscribe and share this video to whoever is out there to help me try and get more followers and more subscribers. Plus, I'd like to know in the comment section down below, what are your 20 favourite episodes from modern Doctor Who? Now, I absolutely love Another Sci-Fi Guy. He's absolutely brilliant, and he's generally he loves the classic series of Doctor Who like I do. So if you want to know more about Classic Who, I would say go and check out his channel. So, without further ado, I'm going to talk about the 20 episodes of Doctor Who that are my favourite of the modern era. So, in number 20, we are diving in 2006. 2006 is a brand new start for a brand new Doctor. And of course, it introduces us to the Cybermen for the first time since 1988. And it is, I've already mentioned the Cybermen, so you know it's a Cybermen episode. It is Rise of the Cybermen and Age of Steel. Now, this one is a fantastic episode. It dives into a parallel universe, a parallel dimension universe after a very long time, since 1970 with John Pertwee's Doctor. But this one has a new creation to the Cybermen, a new genesis of the Cybermen. I just generally love this two-parter. Now, it has some cracking moments in it. The remastered version looks absolutely stunning and brilliant and more fantastic. I just generally love this episode. Now, I love John Lunick, played by Roger Lloyd Pack, who also plays Trigger in Only Fools and Horses comedy. If you haven't seen Only Fools and Horses, I do suggest check that out because it is one of the classic comedies out there, and it was done by the BBC. He actually gives a great performance as John Lunick, who is dying and very determined to try and find a way to stay alive. And then, of course, he creates this new version of the Cybermen. And it's done so well. Plus, he does get converted by the Cybermen at the end because he does kind of start to die. So they kind of convert him, and he gets converted into the Cyber Controller, and you do see his brain. Which is one of the reasons why I just absolutely genuinely love this episode. It's just fantastic and like that. And we kind of say goodbye to Mickey for a little while before he comes back in the finale. So in 19th place, we have an episode from 2022. We have Jodie Whittaker's finale, aka The Power of the Doctor. Now, this one feels more like an anniversary to Doctor Who than a sentimental anniversary to the BBC. Now, the reason I say this feels more like a 60th anniversary special, it feels more like an anniversary to the 60th more than the actual 60th anniversary specials do. But saying that, I absolutely love the fact we have Sacha Dhawan back as the Master. I really like him in Series 12. He's literally one of the good characters from Series 12 I quite enjoy. Particularly like Spyfall and The Timeless Children. He's the only thing I like about The Timeless Children because I do like his performance and how hurt and battered his Master is after finding out the truth. But The Power of the Doctor, I absolutely love it because we have the return of two classic companions. One of them is my favourite companion, and that is Sophie Aldred as Ace. So it's quite nice to see the return of Ace. We have the return of Janet Fielding as Tegan. We have the return of Bonnie Langford as Mel at the finale. And of course, we have the return of William Russell as Ian at the end when they kind of do that massive kind of companion sort of thing. And of course, this episode sees the return of the Cybermen, the Cyber Warriors, the Cybermen, the Cybermasters, and of course Daleks, all working together with the Master. My question is, how do you go from the Cybermen and Daleks hating each other to making them becoming like friends from the end of Doomsday up to here? I just don't get it. But I really do quite enjoy this episode because it has the return of Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, and the very, very long-awaited return of the 8th Doctor actor, Paul McGann, on our screens in Doctor Who. I just genuinely love this episode. I love the fact we have them. I love the fact we have the return of David Bradley. That's just absolutely brilliant. I just actually quite enjoyed this episode. I was a little bit upset we didn't have Tom Baker in the kind of urge of the Guardians of the Regeneration scene, but I actually quite enjoyed this episode. It's just absolutely fantastic. Plus Jodie Whittaker's regeneration is actually quite good. I actually love it. It's one of the best from Modern Who. And for me saying it's one of the best, it literally is after Christopher Eccleston and Peter Capaldi's regenerations, because I weren't too fond of the Tennant one for the End of Time. I wasn't really too fond of the 11th Doctor's one, but I actually quite enjoyed this episode. It's absolutely brilliant. In 18th place, we have Army Ghosts and Doomsday from 2006. So the Cybermen are traveling from their parallel universe into our universe because of the help of the Dimension Vault, and basically because of the Void ship, which has got Daleks in it, and generally the cult of Skaro. The 4 Daleks that survived the Time War with the Genesis Ark, which is a Time Lord prison ship with a dozen of Daleks in it. This episode is just absolutely fantastic for a two-parter, because we have the return of Mickey, we have the return of Pete from Pete's World, we also have the return of some fantastic demos of the Cybermen, because we do see the return of a cyber leader in this episode. We also see the Daleks and Cybermen battling out on screen for the first time, which is something I absolutely generally love about this episode. Plus we get to say goodbye to the very first companion, but the most companion that I absolutely hate because of the whole lovey-dovey stuff between her and Rose. I actually love Rose in Series 1 with Eccleston more than the Series 2 version of Rose. Yeah. I mean, I really love the way how the 10th Doctor is burning up a sun to say goodbye, because that shot of the TARDIS spinning around the sun, it's a very good shot. And I love the fact how they reused that shot for the Runaway Bride. But I just quite enjoy this episode for what it is, and fantastic. 17. In 17th place, we dive into 2007 for Series 3 with the episode known as Blink. Now, generally, this is actually my favourite episode from Series 7. From Series 3, sorry. I don't know why I said Series 7 now. From Series 3. It is the very first episode to introduce us to the Weeping Angels. It is a Dr. Light episode, as Doctor and Martha are trapped in 1969, in a year where basically of the moon landing. Where basically, I find it a little bit funny how basically at the Impossible Astronauts and Day of the Moon, you got the 11th Doctor, Amy and Rory River in that time period, but they're in America, where over here in the UK you got the Doctor and Martha stuck, which is quite good because you got 2 Doctors in this era, in that year. I just absolutely love it. But Blink, it is a fantastic episode. It introduces us to the Weeping Angels, and I love how they are quantum time locked, that they can't move if you're looking at them. I just don't love this episode. It's just brilliant, fantastic, and creepy. It's very, very creepy and atmospheric, and I just absolutely love it. Number 16, we jump back into 2005 with the very first episode, aka Rose, in 16th place. In 16th place, I just absolutely genuinely love this episode. It is a great introduction to New Who after 16 years since the classic era ended, and of course it is the very first episode in 9 years since the TV movie. And we have the return of the Autons that have not been seen since 1971. It is a fantastic episode. I really love the Autons in this episode. I love the nesting consciousness. I love how they changed it from the kind of octopus type creature, alien creature that we saw in Spearhead and to have the Autons, to this kind of version of them where it's all like made of lava. I absolutely love that, and I think it's fantastic. I just absolutely love this episode. Number 15, we have The Stone Earth and Journey's End from 2008. So what can I say about this episode? It is a fantastic finale to Series 4. We have an Avengers type style before Avengers Endgame even came out. So we got the Doctor, we have the 2 spin-off universes from the Savage Adventures and Torchwood combining into this episode to fight against the Daleks. And we have the return of Davros, this time played by Julian Bleach. And this is Julian Bleach's very first appearance as Davros. And I actually do think this is his best outing as Davros, considering he's only had 3 outings. Like, he's had this 2-parter, then he had the Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar, and the last year's Children of Eve special, Destination Skaro. But this is Julian Bleach is definitely best outing as Davros, because he gives us such a fantastic performance, and I just generally love this performance of his. It's fantastic. I cannot get enough of it. I generally love it. And of course, we say goodbye to Donna, who ends up having to become the Meta Crisis Doctor and having a mind wiped, which is a quite good ending to a companion until the return of the 60th anniversary. So in 14th place, we have Fugitive of Dedede from 2020, another story, and this one from the Whittaker era, and this one is from Series 12. This one's absolutely brilliant. We have the return of Dedede. We have a new secret incarnation of the Doctor we do not even know about in Joe Martin's Fugitive Doctor. We have the return of Dedede, plus we have the return of a companion that we've not seen on the screen since 2011 in his own spin-off, and that is Captain Jack Harkness. And this one's absolutely quite brilliant, because even though the Doctor and Jack don't really see each other in this episode, but you kind of have Jack interacting with Graham, Ryan and Yaz, I just absolutely love it. And I love the way how he goes, but he said she, not he, so she? No. Oh, she's traveling with three of you, three companions. I just absolutely genuinely love that. And I love the way how Jack reacts to when Graham tells him that the Doctor's now a woman. I really love it. I would love to see that. I really like Jack's performance. John Barrowman gives us a great performance as Captain Jack in this episode, and I just absolutely genuinely love it. Number 13, we have Voyage of the Damned from 2007, the Christmas episode of that year. Voyage of the Damned, this is one of my favourites for Series 3. Well, yeah, I kind of class as part of Series 3. And I know this is also one of my best friend's favourites, Jamie Arrowsmith, because this has his favourite singer in it, aka Kylie Minogue. And my best friend Jamie is a massive Kylie Minogue fan, so this is definitely his favourite episode from the Tennant era, and I believe of modern Doctor Who in general. This episode, for me, I just quite enjoy it because it sets up so much with a spaceship version of the Titanic. We've got the Heavenly Host, we have the return of Max. I'm sorry, but I have to do this one. And I should know, my name is Max. He really does that. I just really love that line. I just absolutely genuinely love that line, and it's a fantastic episode. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out because it is a great episode and it's one of the best Christmas episodes. In 12th place, now we are diving into last year for 2023 out of the 4 episodes we had, and this one has got to go to Ncuti Gatwa's very first episode as the 14th Doctor, The Church on Ruby Road. Ncuti Gatwa as the 15th Doctor, not the 14th. I just genuinely love this episode. Now, I have pre-ordered this one from HMV, and it's coming through the post, and it should be delivered on the 12th of February, which I'm quite looking forward to, because I have watched this episode 37 times since Christmas Day. I've watched it 28 times over Christmas, and then I kind of watched the other times June, January, and I probably end up watching this again when the Blu-ray comes out more than once, because I just genuinely love this episode. I love it. I wasn't expecting Doctor Who to have like a singing episode, but it actually does quite work. I love the Goblin King. I love the Goblin song. I genuinely just love the Goblin song. It's absolutely fantastic, and I have listened to it so many times. I even downloaded it onto my Spotify because I just genuinely love it. Ncuti Gatwa's performance and Millie Gibson's are just absolutely brilliant as the Doctor and Ruby Sunday. I really love the way how them two sing to the Goblin song. I really love it how the Doctor just goes, "Oh, the Goblin King, yes, the Goblin King." I just really love how Ncuti Gatwa just dives into it. And of course, so does Millie Gibson. I just really love it. I mean, time-traveling goblins to eat babies. It's such a coincidence. And I just genuinely love the episode. It's fantastic. I can't get enough of it. Number 11. So for number 11, we dive into my favourite episode from the 10th Doctor era. And it is The Waters of Mars. This is basically one of the specials from the anniversary from 2009. And it's done fantastically, and I just quite enjoyed this episode. I love the Ancient North Martian. I love the return of the mention of the Ice Warriors for a very long time. It's absolutely quite a fantastic episode, and I love seeing the base get blown up at the end for Ferry Base 1. And I love how this is a fixed point in time. The Doctor isn't supposed to interfere, but he snaps and goes into the Time Lord victorious. Absolutely fantastic. I just really love it. Number 10. So now we're into the top 10 episodes of modern Doctor Who. So in 10th place we have Association of the Cybermen. Now this one's another one from series 12, and absolutely, even though it's a 2-parter, I actually prefer this parter more than the second part, so which is why I kind of not mentioned Timeless Children. This is a fantastic way to the Cybermen, because it really just revamped the Cybermen. So we've got Asher the Lone Cybermen, we've got 2 of the Russell T.D. Cybermen as well. We have the very first appearance of the Cyber Warriors. I just genuinely love this episode because the Doctor is on the hunt for the Cybermen after the whole experience in the haunting of Villa Doty. I just genuinely love this episode. It's absolutely fantastic, and it really makes the Cybermen so creepy. The music in this one as well is done absolutely splendid and so well. So if you haven't seen this episode, I do highly recommend it. It's literally one of the best episodes of the Whittaker era, which is why I quite enjoy it. Number 9. So in 9th place, we dive back into 2023 with The Giggle. Well, that's all right then. I just love the giggle. Now, this is Neil Patrick Harris is basically appearance as the Celestial Toymaker. And it is absolutely brilliant because the Doctor, played by David Tennant, is genuinely just fantastic in this episode. We have the return of Bonnie Langford as Mel. We have the return of Unit. I just really love it because I love the mention to Amy, Clara, Bill, the Flux. I really love Neil Patrick Harris's basically performance through that. He goes, oh yes, he really likes the redheads. But then Amy Pond, she died, but she carried on living. Well, that's all right then. And I love the way how he mentions Clara, and Clara dies. He goes, yes, but she still lives in between 1 second of life. Well, that's all right then. I really love the way how he mentions. I really love Neil Patrick Harris as that. I really love it. Well, that's all right then. I really love the whole Spice Up Your Life music sequence as well, with Neil Patrick Harris as dancing as the Toymaker, which is very, very creepy. Storky Bill, fantastic, very, very creepy as well. I love the puppet of his wife and the Suki babies. They are very creepy as well. I just don't love this episode. It's literally the favourite episode out of the 60th anniversary year. It's just absolutely brilliant, and it's literally the best episode I can see. I do like the whole bi-generation because it is something new. I hope we don't see it again happen in the future, but I just quite enjoy it. I really think David Tennant and Ncuti Gatwa are brilliant together and absolutely fantastic, so I quite enjoy it. I mean, I know I enjoy it because, well, that's all right then. Isn't it? I just absolutely love the episode. In 8th place, we have Bad Wolf and Parting of the Ways from 2005. I just absolutely love this episode because it is the best finale to a Doctor Who series before Series 10 came out. And I just absolutely love this episode because it really builds up the return of the Dalek Emperor. We've got a new race of Daleks. You've got the 9th Doctor basically sacrificing his life to save Rose by absorbing the time vortex. Captain Jack dies. Rose brings him back from the dead. I really love the whole bit in Bad Wolf with the whole game station with the Doctor is on Big Brother. Rose is on The Weakest Link. And then, of course, you got Jack. I think Jack is the... I can't remember the game show he's on, but he's on with the one with the 2 androids, which is absolutely fantastic of an episode. And I just absolutely love it. And I really do love Bad Wolf and Part of the Ways. It's just a fantastic episode for it to be in 9th place. In 8th place, we have The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances from Series 1 from 2005. This one I consider to be one of the best episodes for Eccleston. Now, out of the Eccleston series, there are quite a few episodes I really love. I mean, for the ones in this top 10, I mean, I've just mentioned Rose, I've mentioned Bad Wolf and Part of the Ways, which is a 2-part. Now I'm mentioning The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances, and we have one more episode in basically in high in this list for Eccleston's first series. This episode is just absolutely done in a creepy way. I mean, the whole gas mask zombies. I just absolutely love how creepy, horrifying this episode is actually set. It really fits into... Imagine if this was a Tom Baker episode from season 13. I really think it really fits into the whole gothic sort of horror that season 13 had for Tom Baker. And Christopher Eccleston is a fantastic performer as the 9th Doctor in this episode. Absolutely brilliant, fantastic. I just quite enjoy it. Bad Wolf and Part of the Ways was in 8th place. 7th place was The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances. So now we are in number 6. So in 6th place we have a fantastic episode, and this is the last mention you're going to have from Series 1. And it is Dalek. Yes, Dalek, it is a great way to introduce fans to the Daleks for the very first time. Because when we are now after the Time War, we meet the Metaltron Dalek, who's battered and bruised and kind of want to die until it basically absorbs the energy of Rose Tyler and basically absorbs it and basically comes back to life, starts exterminating and basically kills itself because it's mutated into something it didn't like. It really shows how much damage one Dalek can do, which, again, Chris Chibnall did try reusing some stuff from this Dalek episode in Resolution, but I really think it's done so much better, and it just shows how much damage one Dalek can do, and it's done so brilliantly. Into the top 5, people. So now we are into the top 5 episodes of modern Doctor Who. So in 5th place, we have an episode from 2013. It is one from the 11th Doctor era now, and it is The Day of the Doctor. This is the 50th anniversary special to Doctor Who, and we have the return of the Zygon since 1975. We have the return of David Tennant as the 10th Doctor. We have a very fantastic new incarnation of the Doctor played by John Hurt. All 3 Doctors done so well. I love how all the Doctors come from the past to save Gallifrey, including one future incarnation played by Peter Capaldi's Doctor. I just don't love this episode. It's absolutely fantastic. There's so many great lines. I really love that scene where you kind of got the three doctors with the sonic screwdrivers pushing the Dalek out of the picture and they all walk through and he goes, "Hello, I'm the Doctor. Sorry about the Dalek." I just really love that scene. One of my favourite scenes. Number 4. In 4th place, we have the episode from 2012. This is a Series 7 episode. It is The Snowman, the Christmas episode of The Snowman. I just genuinely love this episode because we have the introduction to Jenna Coleman, aka Clara. Not the version of Clara we get to know, and some people love her, some people don't enjoy it. I actually like Clara of 11, and Series 8 should have been the last episode, last series, instead of having Series 9. But saying that, I do quite enjoy her introduction with the 11th Doctor, kind of. It's one of her introductions. We have the return of the Great Intelligences 1967 and 1968. Now, the Great Intelligences have got these fantastic snowman creatures that can literally eat you alive. We have Richard E. Grant in this episode, which is a fantastic guest star. I just absolutely love the Pelostogan in this one. I really love Strax in this one. You want me to get the memory worm? Sir, emergency, I've been run under the cab. I really love this episode. Matt Smith is just top notch as the Doctor in this episode. I really love it. Number 3. So in 3rd place, we have the 11th Hour from 2010. Now this feels so much like a breath of fresh air from the RTD era and the Tennant era. Matt Smith is fantastic as the 11th Doctor. This is the one time in modern Who that we don't see the Doctor suffering with post-regeneration trauma like we do see with the 10th and 12th Doctors. The 11th Doctor just kind of gets thrown into a situation where he has to eat to stabilise the regeneration. The TARDIS is about to explode, so he does need to hop into the future and come back, but he's 12 years late. I really love Prisoner Zero in this episode. Matt Smith is an absolutely iconic Doctor from the start. I absolutely love the way he literally warns the Atraxi and goes, "Hello, I'm the Doctor," basically. Right. I just absolutely love this episode. Fantastic. And it feels like a breath of fresh air. Number 2. So in 2nd place, I had to put this one in 2nd place, even though I quite enjoy it and love it. I really wanted to put this number 1, but I quite enjoy the next episode. So in 2nd place, we have Heaven Sent from Series 9, 2015. I absolutely flipping love Heaven Sent. It's very horror sort of storyline. I love the veil. I loved how the Doctor's trapped in his convention dial, and basically the Timers say the only way for him to get out of it is if he tells the truth, which the Doctor kind of does work out, where he's there saying, "I didn't run away from Gallifrey because I was bored. I ran away because I was scared." And I really love how the Doctor clicks, like, "So it kills if I tell the truth," which is absolutely brilliantly fantastic. I just genuinely love it. I really love it because Peter Capaldi just gives us a fantastic performance as the 12th Doctor. I really love his outfit in this episode because it really does stand out quite a lot. And I love the ending as well, where he literally goes to Gallifrey, goes, "Go to the city, tell them I'm back. Tell them I've come, I know what they did. And if they ask you who I am, tell them I come the long way round." I just absolutely love Peter Capaldi's performance in this episode. Number 1. So my all-time favourite episode from modern Doctor Who has got to go to World Enough in Time and The Doctor Falls from 2017. The finale to Series 10. I just absolutely love this two-parter because we have 3 versions of the Cybermen. We have the return of the 10th Planet Cybermen, we have the return of the RTD Cybermen, and we have the Moffat Cybermen. As well, we have 2 versions of the Master. We've got John Simm's Master, played by... we have the Master's Return, played by John Simm, and we have Missy in this episode. And of course, we say goodbye to a companion who basically gets shot and gets slowly converted into a Cyberman. And then, of course, the puddle from the very first episode from the pilot comes back and turns it into her kind of like self, which is made a puddle. I just genuinely love this episode because it really just gives the Doctor no chance of surviving, because he's got to try and save all the humans on the last plate of decking. Because part 1, it literally builds up so much. We're literally spending 10 years and the Doctor's spending like 10 minutes above on the top deck of the ship, because the ship is facing a black hole where time is very, very slowed down. I love the reveal of the Master, where he literally takes it and goes, "I do love disguises. Don't you love disguises?" Especially when you happen to be someone's former Prime Minister. I love the way he reveals it. Goes, "Hello, Missy. I'm the Master. And I am very worried about my future. Give us a kiss." I really love Johnson's performance. And I really love how Missy, Michelle Gomez and John Simm really hacked those 2 characters together, like the 2 incarnations, because I absolutely love the way how she's there talking, the 12th Doctor's there, and he's shocked because Bill's pretending to summit. And I really love how Johnson's spoken. In fact, I call it a genesis. And then the Doctor just looks at her and he sees Johnson's master, goes, specifically, Genesis of the Cybermen. And you just kind of got that fantastic beat from Series 3, that whole drum beat where he goes, absolutely fantastic. Part 2 does not let the episode down. I love how the Mondasian Cybermen come out. The only thing that really pees me off is the whole flying scene of the Mondasian Cybermen. That really just ticks me right off, because that never happened. The Cybermen didn't really have the flying capability until Series 8. So the fact we have the Russell T Davies version doing it as well really hacks me up. But more importantly, it really annoys me that the modern Cybermen, the Mondasian Cybermen, do that as well. It really bugs me. But if that didn't happen, we wouldn't have the iconic scene with the Doctor mentioned all of the Cybermen defeats, like Teros, Mondas, we have Planet 14, we have Canary Wharf, we have the Moon being mentioned. I just absolutely love it. Fantastic. I really love it. I love how the Doctor just blows up their entire deck to stop Cybermen, but the Cybermen are still evolving. So at some point, the Cybermen do take over the ship. But I do love it because we kind of see the 12th Doctor sacrifices himself to save the humans. But, you know, Bill does go to him as a cyber form. I love how she gets turned back. I love the fact the Doctor is literally trying to refuse to regenerate in their final moments of the episode, making him collapse into the snow. He goes, I will not change. And I just love that voice of David Bradley going, change? Oh, no. No. Who is that? I'm the Doctor. The Doctor? No. You may be a Doctor, but I am the Doctor. The original, you might say? I just genuinely love that two-parter. So that is my 20 favourite episodes of Modern Doctor Who from 2005 to 2023. So let me know in the comments, what are your 20 favourite episodes of Modern Doctor Who? Please do like, subscribe and share, and join me for more awesome Doctor Who content. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being magnificent viewers and subscribers.